running plays for him, which we really hadn't done much of before. But, we put him in more pick and rolls and giving him the ball, and he's made good plays, as evidenced by 10 assists last night.
Does it become a necessity just because you got this lack of scoring in some games?
Well, and sometimes you find things, by going to other people. So, we'd been so heavily reliant on Reggie in the past that we probably hadn't given him enough opportunities, and now he's gotten more, and he's made the most of them.
We talked before the Houston game about James Harden and how much the ball was in his hands. It's pretty similar with Russell Westbrook, right? It's really difficult to take that away.
Yeah, and they're very similar in that, they both have the ball in their hands, but both of them are also doing a great job distributing as well as scoring. And so, you look at Westbrook's game last night, certainly was able to take over with his scoring, but, the guy's getting close to 20 assists. It's crazy. So the ball's in his hands, but he's willing to share it, probably playing the best overall that he's played in his career.
Stan, are there any threads between the way you guys have played at home and the road? Just looking at the record, the 7-2 versus 1.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's been a mystery to me because we've been really, really different. Haven't been nearly as good at the defensive end of the floor on the road, and that really should be where you'd be consistent, and we haven't been. I don't know why.
Stan, what about your rotation? You got good minutes out of Darren last night, but you got Stanley back tonight.
Well, Darren will come off the bench behind KCP at the 2, and we'll see with Stanley in terms of matchups and things.
What do you think? What do you hope he learned from yesterday?
Well, that I hope he learned.
Yeah.
I don't know. You just hope the guys, learn at least what's expected and what it's about to be professional and things. So, that's what you hope anyway.
One thing about Stanley, what is your frustration level with him now? Because we've asked about he's kind of underperformed offensively, and then he had what happened yesterday. What is your frustration level there?
No, I'm not really frustrated. Look, we had some things that were a little bit frustrating in the fall. He'd actually gotten a lot better, but we had let him know in the fall that, that was it. One more, and it was we were going to be at the point we were yesterday. Something else happened, and we followed through on that. But he's been better overall. So hopefully, it'll get him back to where he was and get him back to doing what he's supposed to do.
Did you like to manage pace at all in here tonight against them on their floor?
We just sort of try to play our game the best we can. We don't really ever talk about slowing a game down or anything else. We don't really talk about speeding the game up. We want to run the floor and take care, take our opportunities in transition, and we want to get back defensively. And no, I'm not really trying. We're not going to consciously try to walk the ball up the floor or anything like that.
Stan, do you remember when you were at Vermont and you recruited Billy?
Yes, I do. I remember seeing him play in high school. On a very good team with very good players, and yeah, I do. And
what was he like back then? I only know Billy now.
Well, as a high school player, look, he could played in a really up-tempo system for a guy, Frank Morris, who was a real coaching giant. They played very, very fast, and Billy was sort of the guy directing the attack. They had a lot of good players, a lot of Division I guys, but point guard always directed Frank Morris's attack, and they ran the ball. They wanted shots in 6 seconds or less, and Billy could really, deliver and pass the ball and things like that. So, he was really good. And then my brother was with him at Providence, and obviously when he had the great run there. So Billy was a hell of a player.
Maybe it was way premature back then, but could you see any coaching traits in him back when he was that young?
I was a high school kid, and I was barely out. I was my first year out of college.
Shit, I was lucky that I could just see the game. So, I don't think I was thinking that far down the road. I think, probably by the time my brother was with him at Providence, he could probably see some of those traits. But back then, even if those traits were there, Frank Morris could comment on them. I certainly wasn't smart enough or experienced enough to be able to see that.